I now want to shift focus to the other big story we're tracking here on India First, and that is trouble in paradise. 3 workers of the Bharatiya Janata Party were killed in Kulgam in Jammu and Kashmir. This has led to a furious war of words. The BJP, a senior BJP member of parliament, has hit out at those who refused to lift the tricolour and those who were seeking China's help in sorting out the Article 370 issue.
Anger and sorrow. The pain of losing their dear ones. Huge crowds gathered for the funeral of the 3 BJP workers in Qazi Kund area of Kulgam in South Kashmir. The BJP's Yuva Morcha General Secretary Fida Hussain, Umar Hajam and Umar Rashid were shot dead by terrorists on Thursday evening.
The BJP workers in Kulgam, they said 2 of its men have been identified. The IG Kashmir also said that this group calls itself TRF as well. Now, 3 of these BJP workers were killed after being fired upon indiscriminately last night in their vehicle in Kulgam. They were taken to the hospital but succumbed on the way in itself.
The killings rocked the Union Territory as the BJP youth wing members staged protests in Jammu against Pakistan and Imran Khan and demanded justice for the family members.
कि पाकिस्तान कश्मीर को बर्बाद करना चाहता है, लहूलुहान करना चाहता है, लेकिन वो इस अपने मंसूबों में कभी कामयाब नहीं होगा। लोगों के मफाद में काम करने वाले हमारे 3 जांबाज हमारे नौजवानों को शहीद कर दिया गया। इसकी हमें तकलीफ है। जिन लोगों ने भी ये जुल्म किया है वो बच नहीं सकते।
जो तिरंगा झंडा नहीं उठाने की बात कर रहे थे, उनका स्पष्ट संबंध उन बाह्य ताकतों से है और वे उन बाह्य ताकतों की मदद से कश्मीर के वातावरण को, परिस्थितियों को बिगाड़ने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। इसी के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को निशाना बनाया जा रहा है।
The resistance front, believed to be a shadow group of the LET, has claimed responsibility for the killings. A massive hunt is on for the terrorists. The police have so far recovered the vehicle which was apparently used by the terrorists.
इसमें LET का नाम आ रहा है। हो सकता है इसके साथ एक FT भी हो। 157 BJP के वर्कर्स को PSO दिए हुए हैं, सिक्योरिटी करीब 30 के आसपास को रेजिस्टेंस से गार्ड भी दिए हुए हैं, और जो और कुछ वेनरेबल है जिसको थ्रेट परसेप्शन ज़्यादा है उसको और हम लोग प्रोवाइड करेंगे।
Of late, several BJP leaders have been targeted by the terrorists in the valley. In July, BJP's former Bandipur president was killed, while in August, a BJP sarpanch was killed, and on October 6th, a BJP leader was attacked in Ganderbal. The anger over these gruesome murders is growing. The families of BJP workers killed in the attacks are demanding immediate retaliatory action against terrorists. With Shujaul Haq and Ashrafani, Bureau Report, India Today.
After the killing of 3 Karyakartas, the BJP is on the warpath, and joining us on the broadcast on India Today is BJP's Rajya Sabha MP Rakesh Sinha. Also with us is Firdaus Tak of the People's Democratic Party and Kuldeep Khoda, former Director General of the Jammu and Kashmir Police. But Rakesh Sinha, to you first. You said those who refuse to lift the tricolour and those who seek China's help have a role. Can you explain your statement, sir?
You know, Pakistan is already demoralized and it is internationally marginalized. In that situation, Pakistan is afraid of India's growing power in the international politics. But at the same time, when certain leaders of the country, and those leaders are not a common leaders, they were former chief ministers, former cabinet ministers, when they say that abolition of Article 370, we can tolerate if they say that we will democratically fight to restore 370. That can be accepted. In democracy, you have right to speak and raise your voice. But when someone says that, and someone means Farooq Abdullah, the son of Sheikh Abdullah, he says that
Okay.
he would solicit the support of China, and Mufti family says that they would not lift it a tricolor. This means you are encouraging the terrorists, you are encouraging Pakistan to unsettle the normalcy in Jammu and Kashmir. You know, after the abolition of 370...
That's a very grave charge. That's a very grave charge you level. Let me take this to Firdaus Tak. Firdaus Tak.
Yes.
Sir, let me come back to you. But Firdaus Tak, that's a very major charge that the BJP levels, that Mehbooba Mufti and Farooq Abdullah are trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir by the comments that they make.
Well, Gaurav, this is really shameful that the people who served biryani to Pakistan and Dhaka noodles to Chinese premium are today blaming us for the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, where they have been telling this nation that after abrogation of Article 370 and the constitutional blunder, things in Jammu and Kashmir will be improving, and they have improved, and people have gone back to the mainstream. We have been time and again saying that there is no alternate to political outreach, and Jammu and Kashmir is at loss. Jammu and Kashmir is facing the bullet. The people of Jammu and Kashmir, and especially Kashmiris, are dying. They are dying inside their houses. They are dying in fake encounters. They are dying in the encounters and inside their houses. It is a
No, you're
loss
saying there is
for
no
us. 3 more
alternative.
houses,
There is no
3
alternate
more- 3
political.
more-
No, are you trying to say that except Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah, there is nobody who can be a leader in Jammu and Kashmir? Is that what you're saying, sir?
I am saying that you need to have a political outreach. You have to reach out to the people. You have to address the aspiration and grievances of general masses. Let it be anybody from Jammu and Kashmir, but go and talk to the people. The military solution and the guns cannot settle and solve the problem. It has never. In last 70 years, the government of India has experimented
Let me take this to
everything so
Kuldeep
far.
Khoda. Kuldeep Khoda, as far as the security forces are concerned, they've launched Operation All Out, and a large number of terrorists have been neutralized. As far as the political approach is concerned, the government claims that with Panchayat elections, they are empowering grassroots in Jammu and Kashmir. Where do you stand on the argument that has been offered both by Dr. Rakesh Sin of the BJP and Firdaus Tak of the PDP?
You know, first of all, let me make it clear that it is not India who's trying to force the solution of Kashmir through through military. It is Pakistan which started terrorism in J&K. Number two, all these years, since last 30 years, this armed struggle and other means of agitation has been tried. Ultimately, it is the people of J&K who are the sufferers, and they are paying the price of it. The people who are running these agitations and inciting killings, whether locally or from across the border, should think that it is Kashmir which is suffering at the end of it, and they should give up these ways and means to achieve their goal, which is not possible. India has huge support at international level, and after abrogation of 370 and 35A, Pakistan expected huge backlash from Kashmiri people in the form of agitations, and they thought that world attention will be drawn towards Kashmir, which didn't happen. People did not respond, and the security forces and police
respond. Here is a police officer who's seen Kashmir from his young days as a young SP to the DGP, and he's giving you a perspective. Pakistan thought that there'll be a mass uprising. There was nothing except for this Gupkar lobby, as some call them. Nobody is agitating. So is that why Farooq Abdullah wants China's help? And Mehbooba Mufti says nobody will pick up the Tiranga. Those who pick up the Tiranga are being neutralized in Kashmir. Is that speaking Pakistan's language? Because these are Pakistani terrorists or those under the influence of Pakistan who are killing those who pick up the Tiranga in Kashmir.
Well, Gaurav, nobody can justify killing. That means any killing. It's not only the people who are holding the flag are being killed. An 18-year-old...
Nobody can justify not picking up the Tiranga either.
An 18-year-old Mohammad Abrar was taken from Rajouri and killed in a fake encounter in Shupian. I say everywhere Kashmiris are dying and Kashmiris are facing the brunt.
So
But
you will compare killings, but you will not condemn a killing by a Pakistani terrorist.
Gaurav, I am saying definitely, why not? We have been since morning saying that every killing from any side is condemnable, and loss of human lives cannot be justified.
No, but why draw equivalence? I don't understand. Why draw equivalence?
You have to ask Bharatiya Janata Party and the party which is ruling Jammu and Kashmir from New Delhi, and telling lies and lies to the nation that they abrogated Article 370 because they wanted things to settle down in Jammu and Kashmir. They want this militancy to end. They wanted this separatism to end in Jammu and Kashmir. They have to reply. They have to answer these questions, and they have to tell the nation that whatever they have told the country
okay.
are lies. And
Dr.
nothing
Rakesh
more
Sinha,
than that.
please respond. 1 year after, 1 year after defanging Article 370 and removing that illegal 35A provision, Dr. Rakesh Sinha, terrorism hasn't ended. Your karyakartas are being singled out and they're being killed. There have been 13 instances in 1 year alone.
They are not attacking the BJP workers. In fact, they are annihilating democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. The person who is saying that we have to outreach the people, they perhaps don't know that thousands of panchs and sarpanchs have been elected. Block development councils have been constituted. This is the history. This was the history in the Jammu and Kashmir. This was unthinkable. Democracy and development were exiled by two families, Mufti and Abdullah. Democracy meant that either of the two would be the chief minister, rest people would be slaves. Now democracy has reached to the grassroots. That is the reason that large number of Muslims, those who were killed, they are the Muslims. They joined BJP. They realized that the BJP phobia which was created by these parties just for the sake of power. In the way they are attacking BJP, they want to unsettle the normalcy in Jammu and Kashmir. There is not a single incident of a
Sir, that's again a grave charge that you level. Let me take this to Firdaus Tak once again. Firdaus Tak, the Gupkar gang as some call them, or the Gupkar alliance as you call them, the Gupkar alliance wants to think that only they can rule Kashmir, and if power goes to others, those will be eliminated. Is that what is systematically happening? That's the charge being leveled by Dr. Rakesh Sinha of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Well, Gaurav, I will come to your question later on, but it's an obligation for me to respond to what Mr. Sinha has just said, that Jammu and Kashmir is being analyzed and governed by the people who have not even visited Jammu and Kashmir. He is saying that democracy has reached to the grassroots level in Jammu and Kashmir through panchayat elections, whereas the fact remains that in Kashmir, most of the sarpanches and panches who have been elected have got either 4 votes or 5 votes in their kitty. And if they think that this is a mass participation of people in democracy, after they are murdering democracy and murdered the democratic institutions, killed the democracy and democratic idea in Jammu and Kashmir, I think that is not going to serve this country or the idea of India. We have invested, we have sacrificed to make people understand about the country and the idea of India, which they have now completely turned the tables. They have brought Jammu and Kashmir back again to 1947.
I agree with you.
Now I am responding to your question.
But then why would your leaders say हम तिरंगा नहीं उठाएंगे अगर हमारा झंडा नहीं होगा, हम चाइना की help लेंगे? I mean, what kind of conversation is this in a democratic country?
Gaurav, please ask Mr. Sinha that whether he will be apologizing and criticizing his parent organization RSS, which has not recognized flag till 2002 and almost
no. So that's like जाओ पहले उसका signature लेकर आओ. I mean, you can't resort to Amitabh Bachchan dialogues in real life. But let me take this to Kuldeep Khoda. I am sorry. Let me take this to Mr. Kuldeep Khoda. Sir, is Kashmir on the path to normalcy or development after Article 370 and 35A were done away with? Or is it more of the same, and do we see more trouble, whether it's Pakistan-sponsored or Pakistan-sponsored and enabled by elements within?
It is very clear that Kashmir's future lies with India, and it can achieve progress and prosperity and development only being part of Great India, which is economically moving forward at a very fast pace. Pakistan cannot sustain Kashmir at all. They can't meet the cost of running their own country, leave alone of Kashmir. But the point is that all these people from across the border or
Sir,
within
Pakistan we
J&K,
can forget about. I mean, Pakistan is a failed state. But what about those who speak Pakistan's language in our country? How do you handle those elements?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Gaurav, the terrorism or the agitations or the wars with Pakistan have not resulted into what they wanted. So they should see the writing on the wall and allow the people to be part of the development and to progress and achieve prosperity. They should allow peace to return to Kashmir and allow the democracy to work. Let Panchayati Raj the best way to force. Because the political
both you and Dr. Rakesh Sinha say Panchayati Raj is the best way forward. But Firdaus Tak, I have last 30 seconds on the program. Panchayati Raj, if it's empowering people in Kashmir and Jammu at the grassroots level, does that weaken the fiefdom, alleged fiefdom, as Dr. Rakesh Sinha puts it, of Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah?
Well, if Panchayati Raj is an ultimate solution in the new India and the new constitutional arrangements which RSS and BJP is contemplating for, then I think Parliament should be disbanded at the earliest, and all the state governments should be disbanded and let the Panchayati rule be implemented across the country. You can't have the two yardsticks for Madhya Pradesh and another for Jammu and Kashmir.
Sir.
Yes, you know, he does not understand the meaning of democracy. Substantive democracy means that you are reaching to the people. And the Panchayati Raj is one of the most important institutions the entire world is learning from India. Decentralization of power. Second most important thing, my question here is that Mufti and Abdullah are taking shelter of Pakistan and China. They are Indian citizens. They are citizens of India, but they don't have love for
Sir, that's a grave allegation you level, but what's the evidence to prove that on ground? If there is evidence to prove that, there should be legal action that should be taken, and this shouldn't remain in the political realm at all. But for the moment, Dr. Rakesh Sinha, Firdaus Tak and Kuldeep Khoda, many thanks for joining me. 20 seconds on the broadcast, I want to leave you with images of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Gujarat, his home state. A big push to encourage tourism. He's at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Zoological Park. I leave you with these images. Many thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.